Angie, and you're watching Dante's Vaccination.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Gervonta Tank Davis, he told us that we will find out who he's going to face in the next couple of days, and he was right. Because it's just been reported, according to reporter Mike Coppinger, Gervonta is going to be moving up 2 weight classes to fight the WBA regular champion, Mario Barrios. First of all, I don't know why so many people were in my comment section saying he's going to fight Gary Russell next. He's going to fight Gary Russell next. Because I know that Gervonta, he said his next fight, it won't be at 135 or 130. But people automatically assumed that meant he was going to be fighting at 126. And I had already told you guys, if he says it's not going to be at 130 or 135, it's most likely going to be at 140 because he's never hinted at fighting at 126. Gervonta has always said, I could fight at 130 or I could fight at 135. And I told you guys after Manny Pacquiao beat Adrian Broner, he was even calling out Manny Pacquiao, willing to fight him at 140. So he has always entertained fighting at 140, but never at 126. Now let's talk about this fight. I really like this fight, considering the fact that we were supposed to get Gervonta versus Ryan Garcia. But because Ryan Garcia, he basically pump faked and he pulled out of the fight, now we're getting champion versus champion, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Mario Barrios. You know, guys, I'm really happy that Gervonta Tank Davis was able to get a really good opponent because Gervonta is not moving up in weight to fight an Avni Yildirim, someone who just came off of a loss and was inactive for 2 years. He's not moving up 2 weight classes to fight a Sergey Kovalev, a guy who was way past his prime and had already been knocked out twice and almost got knocked out in this fight before he fought Canelo Alvarez. No, Gervonta Tank Davis is fighting an undefeated prospect / contender. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and show you what old media has been saying about Mario Barrios, at least before he signed this contract or started to negotiate a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. Check this out.
All right, we're joined right now with the world champ, Mario Barrios, first San Antonio fighter in 20 plus years to become a world champion, the 4th ever in the Alamo City. What does that mean to you?
Now, let me show you some of the things that the writers have been saying about Mario Barrios. Prospect of the month, Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, boxing's newest golden boy. Rising undefeated prospect, Mario Barrios, in the 140-pound division. Now, I'm showing you his credentials for a couple different reasons. For one of the reasons, I want to show you guys how good of an opponent this is, considering the fact that once again, we know that Tank could not get Ryan Garcia in the ring. Something else you guys probably didn't know, according to Bob Arum, he admitted this. Bob admitted that right after Teofimo beat Lomachenko, Floyd Mayweather personally reached out to Top Rank trying to make a Gervonta Tank Davis versus Teofimo Lopez fight. And then a couple of weeks after Floyd tried to contact Top Rank to make a fight, Teo Sr., he comes out and he says it makes no sense to fight a Devin Haney, a Tank Davis, or Shakur Stevenson right now. So since Tank couldn't get a Teofimo or a Ryan Garcia, he's now moving up 2 weight classes, and the craziest thing, if this fight goes down, he's actually facing a bigger version of Ryan Garcia because this guy is built exactly like Ryan Garcia. If I'm not mistaken, I believe both Ryan Garcia and Mario, they're 5'10". So Mario, he's going to have almost a 5-inch height advantage over Tank Davis, pretty much the same advantage that Ryan would have had. And that's what Ryan used to always allude to when he would explain why he thought he was going to beat Tank. He thought that Tank was too short and he was going to be able to easily keep him on the outside. So this guy, Mario Barrios, he fights a lot like Ryan Garcia. The only difference I would say is he has a better jab than Ryan Garcia. Now, I was telling you guys there was a reason why I was showing Mario's credentials. The reason why I'm showing you guys, or the other reason why I'm showing you guys his credentials, is because I want you guys to remember what fans were saying about Mario Barrios before he agreed to fight Tank Davis. Let's see if they keep the same energy. Matter of fact, I can't wait till this video is over. I want to read the comments. I want to see if the same fans that were defending Canelo for fighting Avni Yildirim, the same fans that were defending Canelo Alvarez for moving up 2 weight classes to fight Sergey Kovalev, instead of fighting Jamal Charlo or Demetrius Andrade, other champions that actually was calling him out. Remember, these fans, they defended Canelo Alvarez. Let's see, because these are the type of fans that tell us, oh man, come on, this has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with race. Okay, well, you guys show me. I want to see what you guys are going to say when it comes to this news. The same fans that were willing to damn near kill somebody just in defense of Canelo Alvarez, you should now be saying the same things you said in defense of Canelo, you should be saying it right now about Tank Davis. Let's see what they say. Let's see if you're going to keep the same energy. Because this is what I notice when it comes to a lot of Mexican fans, especially the Mexican fans that live in America. First off, Mexican fans are a major contribution to the sport because they are some of the biggest boxing fans, the most loyal, the most passionate fans. They ride or die for their fighters. But what I don't understand is when it comes to someone like these type of fans are willing to defend Canelo no matter what he does, no matter who he fights. At least 85% of these Canelo Alvarez fans will always stay on code. If you don't believe me, go on the internet and read the comments. But what kills me the most is every single time you have a talented black fighter like Tank Davis, like a Terrence Crawford, whenever they're fighting against an undefeated Mexican, Mexican fans are always the first to throw the Mexican under the bus just because they automatically assume that the black guy is going to win. So instead of just saying that, you know, Tank Davis is a better fighter, I see him winning this fight, instead of saying that, they just come out and say, oh, this is a cherry pick. You know, he's fighting against a bum. Why is he fighting against this guy? And these are usually Mexicans in the comment section saying this because they already feel that the Mexican fighter is going to lose. They did this with Terrence Crawford versus Jose Benavidez. Once again, the way people have been talking about Mario is the same way reporters were talking about Jose Benavidez. Jose Benavidez was a blue chip prospect / contender who had been calling out Terrence Crawford for over a year. In fact, a lot of fans were accusing Terrence Crawford of ducking Jose Benavidez. But as soon as Terrence Crawford signed the contract, all of a sudden the energy shifted and they start saying, oh man, you know, he's gonna beat him. This is a weak opponent. He doesn't deserve to be in the ring with Terrence Crawford. This is just a cherry pick when it comes to Crawford. This is what they said. They did the same thing when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez. You guys can go back and read the comments. They're still on YouTube. Did you guys know before Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez, you had a lot of fans on the internet accusing Floyd of ducking Canelo. In fact, I'll never forget my son, he came home from school one day and Floyd Mayweather had just beat somebody. And soon as my son went to school, one of his Mexican friends, he said to him, yeah, but he's scared to fight Canelo. That was exactly how my son had said that he said it. You had a lot of fans in my comment section constantly saying that Floyd Mayweather was ducking Canelo. Soon as he signed the contract, those exact same fans started to make excuses for why Canelo was going to lose. So once again, this really comes down to, instead of just congratulating, instead of just giving the fighter that you think is going to win the fight the credit he deserves, they have to make an excuse before we even watch the fight. You know, it's like if you ask someone, give me your prediction of who's going to win the fight. and they go through this long ass dissertation telling you, oh, well, he's fighting against a bum, and the guy got shot in the leg, and he grew up with a single parent, and his dad was never around. So because of all of that, this guy has no chance, and that equates to a cherry pick. All you had to say is, I think Terrence Crawford is going to win. I think Gervonta Tank Davis is going to win, right? The only time we should be talking about a cherry pick is if it's Canelo versus Avni Yildirim, if it's Canelo versus Rocky Fielding, because Mario is not coming off of a loss like Avni Yildirim was. Mario has never been knocked out like Avni Yildirim and Rocky Fielding had previously been before they fought Canelo. So don't ever try to compare what Canelo Alvarez is doing. If a fighter has an option to fight one of the most elite fighters around his division, and he personally turns that fight down, he avoids that fight to fight a Rocky Fielding, those are what you call traditional cherry picks. But when it comes to Gervonta Tank Davis, we already know that Tank, he wanted Ryan Garcia and he wanted Teofimo Lopez. So you can't say that Tank Davis, he was avoiding everyone from the Fab Four just to fight Mario Barrios. That's not the case. I always tell you guys, if the roles were reversed, and let's say Canelo Alvarez, he was chasing Andrade, he was chasing Charlo, the same way fighters like Devin Haney chases everyone. Imagine if it was Canelo doing. If that were the case, no one would be able to criticize Canelo Alvarez for deciding to move up to 168, unify the belts against weaker opposition, because he went after the most dangerous fighters, but they wanted no smoke. Listen, I could understand if Gervonta Tank Davis was moving up 2 weight classes to fight a Liam Smith, or he was moving up 2 weight classes to fight a guy like Kovalev, who had already been knocked out twice, and he's towards the end of his career. Then it would be justifiable to criticize him for that. But that is not. Is Mario Barrio the best at 140? Absolutely not. The best at 140 is Josh Taylor. But Josh Taylor is already fighting against Jose Ramirez. And I'm sure Tank Davis would still rather fight the fighters at 135 before he fights all of the fighters at 140. But who knows? Maybe he's comfortable at 140. And he decides to stay there for a couple of fights and bounce back and forth from 135 to 140. It's possible. Just like he was doing when he was at 135. Now, some fans would ask the question, well, why doesn't Tank Davis just fight Devin Haney? First of all, Tank Davis and Devin Haney, they both have a very close relationship with Floyd Mayweather. So I know that Floyd Mayweather is not going to race to pit them against each other. Second of all, when old media and a lot of you fans continue to promote fighters like Teofimo Lopez as the quote-unquote undisputed champion, he's the man to beat, he's this and he's that, it makes more sense to go after that person as opposed to the fighter that you guys. So if fans are sitting over here saying Devin Haney is a bum, he hasn't fought anyone, he's the email champion, he's this and he's that, then it would make more sense that Tank would actually go after the fighter that you're praising, as opposed to fighting the guy that you continue to discredit. Why would the two most hated fighters that none of you fans will ever root for, why would they be focused on fighting each other? Now, what I wanted to see was Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, which is exactly what it was supposed to be. And then the winner of those two fights fight against each other in the finals. That's the way it was supposed to be. But once again, because of that notorious MBF, that's not going to happen. So now Floyd Mayweather is trying to make Gervonta Tank Davis the new Floyd Mayweather. If you guys didn't notice, Floyd Mayweather, he made a career fighting Mexican fighters and beating them because he knew that race sells. He knew fighting Mexican fighters on a Mexican holiday was going to sell. And even though Mexicans will say in the comment section, oh, this is a BS fight, etc., etc., soon as those tickets go for sale, they're the first ones to buy them. Because the closer they get to the fight, the more that pride starts to creep up and they start convincing themselves, oh man, Canelo can win this fight. Robert the Ghost Guerrero can win this fight. Victor Ortiz, maybe he has a chance. Maybe he can win. You know, maybe it's only a 20% chance, but hell, we may get lucky tonight, right? Race sells, guys. Race sells in the sport of boxing. So right now, Gervonta's doing the same thing, but he's going up to higher weight classes to do it. You know what was funny too, when I'm talking about how I already know, you know, I say a lot of Mexican fans. Of course, there's going to be a lot of non-black fans, but I just know the majority of the fans that will criticize this fight will be Mexican because of the fact that Mario Barrios is Mexican. But of course, there's a lot of other non-black people that are going to criticize it as well for the same reason, because they know the wrong guy is going to win the fight, if you will. I was reading an article before I made this video, and it was so funny, it was so hypocritical, because the writer, he announces that Gervonta is going to most likely fight Mario Barrios. And then he says, but I don't understand why he's going to do this. The guy is 5, which means Gervonta is going to be at a massive disadvantage when it comes, and it's going to be difficult for him to work his way on the inside to even get close to Mario Barrios without getting picked apart. This is exactly what he says, right? And then right after he says that, he starts trying to downplay the fight, as if he never just told us that Gervonta Tank Davis is at a massive disadvantage. Those were the words he actually used in the article. He's at a massive disadvantage, right? You can't have it both ways. Either he's at a disadvantage or he's at an advantage. You got to make up your mind. So like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing the comments in the comment section. You know how these non-black fans say, oh, none of this stuff has anything to do with race. Racism doesn't exist. There are no racial double standards. Okay, show me in the comment section. I want to see the same comments you guys were posting when you found out that Canelo was fighting Avni Yildirim. I want to see the same comment you guys were posting when you found out that Canelo was. And once again, the craziest thing is Tank Davis ain't fighting no Avni Yildirim or no Rocky Fielding, right? So it's even more of a reason for people to appreciate this fight. It's going to be a good fight, but unfortunately, because boxing is based on race, nationality, and pride, if they feel the wrong guy is going to win, then all of a sudden it becomes the worst fight. What did fans say when Leo Santa Cruz fought and got knocked out by Tank Davis? You know what these same fans I'm talking about, you know what they said? Oh man, that's BS. Leo was too small. He had to move up in weight, right? So now look at Tank Davis. He's doing exactly what Leo Santa Cruz just did. He's moving up in weight, moving up 2 weight classes to fight an undefeated Mexican champion. Guys, for all of you who have been watching my channel, just ask yourself this. Have you ever heard me criticize a fight because some fighter was moving up 2 weight classes to fight an undefeated young black American champion? Have you ever heard me? You haven't, and you would never hear it, because we all know if there's some undefeated black champion with a belt right now, there's no way that's going to be considered a cherry pick. I'm not saying that this guy's going to automatically be some Floyd Mayweather, but what I am saying is, you know that you're going to be in some kind of fight, just like Gervonta is going to be in some kind of fight against Mario. So for the fans that I see in the comment section, not even my comment section, but all over the internet, saying that Mexico is the best, we run boxing, etc., you got to keep that energy at all times. If that's how you feel, I'm okay with you saying it, but don't say something like that and then every single time a black fighter is fighting against an undefeated Mexican, then all of a sudden you say that the Mexican is a bum and this is a cherry pick. You guys cannot have it both ways. At the end of the day, this fight is going to be competitive, it's going to be very exciting, and it will most likely end in a knockout, a vicious knockout. There's a very good chance. That's something else that makes no sense. A lot of these non-black fans, they always try to justify why they like certain fighters and not a lot of fighters on the coincidental list. They always try to attribute it to the fighters they like as more exciting. They like knockouts and they like all this, the drama, exciting fights, right? But yet, Tank Davis, he gives fans all of this. And they still treat Tank Davis the same way they would treat a black fighter that's a pure boxer. So we find out this never had anything to do with this. It reaffirms what I have always told you. Boxing is based on race, nationality, and pride, in that order. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Now check this out. If you've lost your hair or you have a receding hairline, the time has come where you can finally get your hairline back with a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that actually replicates your hair follicles. So if you want this hookup, contact my man Scalp Carolinas at 704-499-3471. This man, he does all of his own procedures. He serves people from all over the world, and he's rated with a 5.0 when it comes to reviews on Google. So don't wait, contact my man as soon as possible to get this hookup. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Listen, I'm telling you guys right now, in the world that we live in today, one of the most important things in life to have is a good lawyer. And I can vouch for this one right here, because this brother is my personal lawyer. So if you need any type of legal representation, if you need legal advice, if you're having problems on YouTube, on your regular job, or whatever it is, contact lawyer, mediator, and business consultant Issa Israel's law firm. I've been knowing this man for a while, and he has been a true blessing to me. I'm telling you, he's affordable, he will work with you, but most importantly, he's not gonna just treat you like a customer. He will have your best interest. So to get in contact with him, go to iilawfirm.com or consultsglobal.com.